The Nissan Qashqai has proved massively popular with people who want something a little bit more exciting than a normal hatchback, and now the Juke plans to do the exact same crossover stunt, and in a slightly smaller, more dramatic looking package. I mean, it certainly stands out. The top half, it's coupe-like. I mean, it's a bit reminiscent of the GTR, whereas the bottom bit is pure jacked up hard SUV. But the best bit is at the front, because it's kind of like a cross between a moon buggy and an evil frog. Anyway, let's hop in and see what it's like to drive. This particular car is fitted with Nissan's all-new 1.6 litre turbo engine, which has a rather impressive 190 horsepower. And the Juke is good for 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, although I have to say, it does actually feel a little bit quicker than that. The unit revs really smoothly, although there is a bit of turbo lug down at the bottom. I have to say, the noise itself that it makes is just a little bit whiny. As for the handling, well, there's hardly any body roll through corners, but the trade-off for that is the suspension can feel a little bit firm and jittery on rough roads. The problem I have is the steering feels a little bit numb and slow, and you can sharpen it up by putting the car into sports mode, but ultimately, I don't think the Juke is as much fun to drive as it could have been. The Juke's cabin is a little bit of a mixed bag. The driving position feels very sporty and the high gear lever is nice and it's very accurate to use. I like this centre console, which mimics the look of the tank of a motorbike. However, I think some of the materials used in the cabin are a little bit low rent, and there's this kind of clever LCD system down there which shows you things like G-force and turbo boost, and really it's a little bit of a gimmick. I think after a couple of weeks you're not going to bother with that, and to look at it you actually have to take your eyes off the road. Now we need to talk about practicality. Here in the back, if you look down here, you'll see that knee room is pretty decent. However, headroom is really limited. I mean, my hair's actually touching the roof. I'm only 5'10", and anyone over 6 foot is going to end up with a really bad crook neck. Anyway, now for the boot, it's not exactly massive, but as you can see, it's a decent enough size, and because there's no boot lip, you can slide items straight out. And if you do need more room, you can always fold the rear seat backs down, and you've got a nice flat load bay. But the main reason people are going to buy the Juke is for the way it looks, and the more I stare at it, the more I like it. And with prices starting at just under 13 grand, it's going to pose a massive problem for other cars that trade on their look, such as the Mini and Alfa Mito, not to mention your normal super minis.